This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Will Run For. This is your host Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
Diana.
Hi.
How's it going, everyone?
Good. I hope Michael's
like a very
gonna.
formal.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm gonna hope Michael cuts out the really loud burp I did as you were speaking.
Oh, I can't because you guys are on one track. It's
No.
there for life.
There
Well,
forever.
It's okay. I mean, we shared with everyone that you fart all the time in the gym. So
Well, I
Look,
feel like
everyone
everybody
does.
does. Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
mean, when you're on the
Everyone
treadmill,
does.
I feel like it's pretty normal.
Just
No.
comes out. It just,
I can't say that I just fart on the treadmill.
Yeah,
People-
I do not.
I felt like people needed a glimpse inside inside the group chat.
Yeah.
And rather than
Oh
putting
my
someone else
God.
on blast, I put myself on.
We are transparent.
It's so funny too because I was like, Michael, did you just post this? And then I realized that the text was purple. So I
Yeah,
was like,
well,
oh,
yeah.
it has to be Diana. Diana called herself out on this.
Hey.
Like it took me a second to be like, oh wait. Like the sender was Diana.
we need to have a space to be our authentic selves, and apparently
Yes.
that's Instagram. Apparently,
And admitting that we fart in the gym.
The whole
Let's not say-
time.
Let's not
Gosh.
say we. All right.
Well, there's that like sound going along that it's like people at the gym or running or whatever, and it's like what you hear, and it's just like hip hop music blasting through your headphones, and then it's like what everyone else hears, and it's just farting noises and heavy breathing.
Yeah. Like I remember I was on the Peloton, which is in our living room, and Diana was like on a meeting, and like she's trying to talk and I'm trying to be quiet, and like she's like looking at me and I'm like, why is she judging me? It's really ridiculous. And then the roles were reversed where I was just sitting on the chair watching TV and she's on the bike, and I hear the breathing and I'm like, that's got to be how I like. I breathe so hard and heavy. It sounds like I'm dying.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
So yeah, running, farting, all of it.
That's what
together.
we've been doing.
All of it together. Oh, I
Oh,
will
gosh.
say, I got a really good deal on a new Garmin on Prime Day.
Ooh, did you?
Oh,
I was
nice.
wondering whether or not anybody. I saw a few friends who got some.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was actually going to upgrade to a Phoenix, and then I realized I didn't need it. So
Yeah.
I got like the Forerunner, the 935 or 45 or
Okay.
whatever one it was, like the highest level of that, and it was, oh my gosh, it was like $300 or a little less than $300 or something. I don't know. It was an amazing deal, so I
Yeah.
got it instantly. So I was, like I said, I was thinking about the Phoenix, and I was like, I don't know, is it worth the extra $150 for features I probably won't use?
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
so I just did a little upgrade because I had a Forerunner before. I'm still
Nice.
considering an Apple Watch for just everyday use, and then just using a Garmin when I run. But I don't know. It
I can
doesn't
see
really make
that.
sense.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
I-
mean,
yeah.
that's why because I have one of the Phoenixes, but I have like it where it's like the little bit of a prettier one. So, but I wear mine
Yeah.
24/7. Like I've gotten the use out of my like the dollar value out of my Garmin, whether or
Yeah.
not I use all the features or not really, but I do use the maps that's on there.
It's really good
when
for
we're
like trail running.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed really
So.
useful. And that's what I was looking at. Like a lot of the features, I was like, oh, that would be really nice to have. And then I'm like, I don't need that because I don't run on trails or in the woods, and I want to die every time I'm in the woods. So, but like the Apple Watch, like I could just use that for like everyday workout. It connects to the Peloton. I could use it at Orange Theory, and I think it'd be, I don't know, it'd be a little different. And then just pull my Garmin out for running. But
Well, the new Apple Watch that they announced that's coming out. It's supposed to have like way more integration into like fitness stuff. They like, that was like a big deal that they finally are like, the only problem is the battery life on the Apples still suck.
Yeah.
And that was like the big major complaint. They're adding all these fitness features, but that doesn't help a runner who wants to run like a marathon for 6 hours with music and this and this and this. It's not going to last.
And
still.
that's what Tom for Christmas, he bought me a watch, and I hadn't decided what I wanted, but he bought me a really nice watch that was really cute and really sleek, and now I forget exactly what it was. But it was more of an activity watch than a running watch, and the battery life wasn't gonna work for what I needed it to, and then it didn't like beep for intervals, and it has to beep. Like I can't have it, but I'd never noticed just buzzing. Got myself a new watch. I've got it on now. It actually got delivered last night. It came.
Nice.
I ordered it. I don't know, 8:30 or 9 in the morning, and it was here by like 2:30 in the afternoon. So
nice. Yeah, we actually in our new house we have a lot of same day delivery things, which is really weird.
Awesome.
So Amazon delivers almost same day for so many things.
Yeah.
What did I buy? I didn't buy anything too exciting on Amazon Prime Day for fitness stuff. I did buy us a like a thicker like gym yoga mat. It's like a little bit like longer and a little bit wider than like a traditional yoga mat, and it's about a 1/2 inch thick. So like when you're kneeling or like trying to do stuff on like, I don't know, like floor work, I feel like a yoga mat isn't like quite enough, but I didn't want like a giant gym mat either. So this is like kind of in between a yoga and a gym mat.
I love that.
So that's what we went for.
I wanted to order that because someone sent us like they have a Thor kettlebell that's shaped Jonathan. That was shaped like that, and I don't think I ever went in and ordered it.
I'll tell you what I do need is I need trail running.
They had those on Prime Day.
Oh, well, you've got a few more hours left to go, Tom. You should go check that out real quick.
I don't know if they had like trail running. I know I saw a lot of like hiking and stuff.
Yeah.
I need something that will kind of go up a little bit, like a not quite like a high top, but something that'll.
They do make high tops.
Protect the ankle a little bit.
Yeah. Solomon has high tops.
I'm like looking at Solomon's shoes. I don't know. Do they have high hiking ones? I don't see ones that say running. But I'm sure you can find something.
I thought they had high top hiking boots. I didn't know they had like high top running shoes.
Yeah, these all say hiking on them.
Yeah. And you don't need
But they're more
hiking
like
shoes.
a sneaker.
They are more like a sneaker for sure. They're like not as like the
not like
old school like thinking of a boot.
I feel like it's still like rub though with like a high top
I don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah,
look at that. Hoka has a speed goat.
Oh, they have a high top speed goat.
They have a high top speed goat. If anyone has any suggestions for Tom for hiking trail running shoes that are a little higher, email us at willrunforpodcast@gmail.com.
Please do.
Or send us a message on Instagram, which is probably the easier way to go.
Yeah, true. True.
Do we have any new 5-star reviews?
We do.
Whoa.
So remember the Apple 5-star reviews. But if you're listening to the show, listen on Pocket Casts because they featured us this week.
Oh, that's really nice.
Shout out to Pocket Casts.
Yeah.
We were featured along the whole Tape Deck network was featured. So us and everybody else, 70mm, Dune Pod, which is not even about Dune anymore. It's about movies.
The Lost Light people.
Lost Light, which used to be about Transformers, is now about wrestling.
Oh, that's very strange.
And a bunch of other movie podcasts and an
oh my gosh, we
Bat
don't.
and Spider, of course.
We are the definition of one of these things is not like the other.
And then there's the running
one
show.
of these things. Anyway,
we talk a little bit about media.
Yeah.
That's true. We do talk about movies and media a bunch.
So they did a highlight on the whole network. Oh, and the Letterboxd show as well. So they did a highlight, and so that was pretty awesome. So I use Pocket Cast. So
do I actually. And because, in case you didn't know, we're part of a network called Tape Deck Podcast. It's really just a bunch of Michael's
People who
podcast
know each
friends
other do
from other
podcasts, yeah.
podcasting things he's done in the past. They're just a bunch of friends who have podcasts and decided to put us all in the same network, quote unquote.
Yeah. And then Pocket Casts
Yeah, featured
highlighted
us.
it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Never been highlighted before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Don't we feel cool?
But
said-
yeah, that's my preferred iOS app for sure.
You said
Anyway.
Dunecast no longer talks about Dune.
Well, they do still talk about Doom, but since like it's going to be like 4 years before the next movie, I mean, they just talk about movies each week and pretend they're related to Dune.
We've not watched the movie yet, and
Oh,
I really want to. It just every time I go to
no.
turn it on,
I didn't
I
Don't
like
see
do it.
it, and it's like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
and I just think
I was
I
very
don't know if I have it in me.
yeah. I was very excited for it, and I like slow sci-fi, and it just didn't work
God, it
for
was
me.
so.
Yeah.
it was
You
so
like
much.
slow sci-fi?
Yes,
Yeah.
he liked Ad Astra. Remember?
Ad Astra
Oh,
was
yeah.
amazing.
Do you like
Terrible.
what is it? 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
God,
that
I
one's
hate it.
so strange. I couldn't get.
hate it
Michael.
so much.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
your feeling on Krull?
Oh God, I haven't seen that in so long.
Fantastic. That's the answer.
Jeez.
Is
what
that
was the
what
one that we
is that
watched
what she's
the other
referencing
day?
in 10 Things I Hate About You? Oh no, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, we watched Interstellar the other
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
That
I don't
was-
think that one's bad. Which one's who's
Yeah,
That's
that
pretty
was
solid.
pretty. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
pretty
that was
good.
decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Let's get to the review, though.
Yeah, let's
I was
Uh,
gonna
thank
say,
you.
poor
Sorry.
Mindy.
Sorry, Mindy.
Poor
Mindy
Mindy.
CB. Such a fun podcast. They keep me laughing. I love the training talk and the movie talk. Oh, no, she didn't say that. And Inside the Runner Studio. That's
okay.
awesome. Thank you. We had a great Inside the Runner Studio last week with Greg.
Oh, he's
Yep.
so funny.
I had so much fun listening back and editing that one. It was
Yeah.
that was a blast.
He's so great, and even like, didn't we? Because he was the last one of the night. And apologies
Yes.
if we're scheduling and we schedule you early because we kick you off almost immediately because we always run long. But like, if you're the last person to go, a lot of times we end up
that's right.
talking
We talked to
for
him
a while.
for like.
we talked to him
yeah.
for like an hour and a half. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
about like random
Yes.
stuff, like so much random stuff from races to Run Disney to like I don't know. We talked to
It
him
was
for
great.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like annual passes and like we were talking about all Disney stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
the
We
Disney
went full
podcast,
into the rides
yeah,
and like yes.
Disney
Yeah.
podcast community from like 2008, like when I was like
Yeah.
super into it, like, and like
Yeah.
the rivalries between the podcasts. It was
Oh,
so
gosh.
funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, thank you, Mindy, for your very nice review.
Yes.
Yes.
And-
Yeah, awesome.
I will get you your 10K within the next
gonna ask.
couple days.
Just
You'll
gonna
probably
ask.
get it this weekend.
I could do it this weekend.
Nice.
Last weekend he can do it.
This past weekend, Tom ran a 10K for you.
Yeah, it was awesome. I needed the motivation.
It was
so
the-
thank you.
It was the best you've felt in a long time, right, Tom?
Because you were
Uh,
thinking about Mindy.
All right, that's creepy.
Well, thank
Actually,
you,
I
Mindy,
made it
for the
creepy.
review.
That was very nice. That's true.
That was very nice. Yes. Remember, just you can leave the review or just share the show on social media. I saw somebody shared an old episode.
Oh, Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the episode?
It was like episode 8 or 9 or something
Wow.
like that, and it was like me holding Squirrel's nut butter up for the picture.
Oh, that was when you were obsessed with talking about it. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
That was early.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was
Early
like
days.
episode 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely.
When you were trying to be an
Definitely really
influencer for Squirrel's Nut Butter.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep, you're trying
I
to get that.
it worked
ad.
because I
revenue.
switched to Squirrel's Nut Butter so that
That's true.
Tom and I could tell our butters apart.
Tom is holding some alcohol in his hands in the picture. Michael and I. Oh, this is when we did that. We have masks on. This is definitely pandemic early days. This
Well,
was
yeah.
when we did ShopRite stomping.
Oh, the ShopRite 5K.
yeah, I
thing?
think that
Stomping
might be
Out
this
Hunger.
one. I think that's what this might
It
be.
was a local 5K.
I will say, Squirrel's Nut Butter, it does smell slightly too natural for me. Like if I'm rubbing something like that on my body, like I want it to smell like floral or nothing or chemicals. Like I still say this feels like I'm rubbing like cooking grease between my thighs.
It does kind of.
It like
And
it
then
smells
if you
like
have an
Archie
animal-
really likes it. Oh
I was
yeah.
just gonna say, if you have an animal, like Ollie will come over and start licking where I just like
It's like it smells like food. Like it smells.
yeah, like I'll rub it on my like ankle a little bit or like on my toe, and before I put my sock on, he'll start licking my toe, and I'm like, Ollie, this is disgusting. Can you?
But I
do this?
I do like how it works. So that's fine. I'll take it. And now Tom and I are using each other's body glides on accident. The problem was we'd sometimes like bring it out into like the living room and then forget whose was whose, and
And then there was
Yes.
going on some private parts, and
Yeah,
then you
gotta
go in the
rubbing it all
undercarriage
over, and like
Yeah. Yeah,
not sanitary.
that's true.
So what are we running for this week?
I'm running for our continued streak.
Yes.
I don't even know how long it is now. I don't know what day
Well,
is
it's
it.
the 13th.
So I don't know. It's like 43 days.
Awesome.
I got to stop snacking or cut down on snacking. I keep buying like stuff at Trader Joe's.
Yes, he
It's
does.
always so good. So I got like Trader Joe's Dunkin' chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, they're like the long chocolate chip cookies that you can dunk into like your milk. So they're like, I
Yeah,
don't know, longer.
yeah.
Love that.
I like
I know
how
we've got to
Never
stop
mind.
with the snacks. You know what's helped
Yes.
us is I buy, instead of like full big bags and stuff of things, I buy lunch
Oh,
size
the little. Yeah.
bags of stuff because I'll still want Doritos from time to time, and rather than bringing like a full size bag out. So we are starting the running group again with Charm City Run. So I took the spring-ish off. So it's been a couple months since I've ran with the group, and we start again on Saturday. So that will motivate me to keep running. And then the other thing I would say I'm running for this week is that I did finally buy clinical strength deodorant.
I saw that.
Oh, secret.
So that's what I bought. I will say, if I'm not leaving the house, I'm using my regular deodorant because that stuff is twice the price of my normal deodorant. Like, get out of here.
I feel like I only need like a swipe of it though.
Well, then
because
I'm
it's
not.
so
I
good.
don't know because I told you guys about my deodorant habit and how I just lather it on. And if I do that with the $12, $16 deodorant,
That's a good point. Yeah.
it's not.
Well,
it won't be a good situation.
Have you tried to just do like one or two swipes?
No, I'm
swipe,
scared. Like, I guess it's not working anyway. So, like, and honestly, I guess it's working better. I have no idea.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to piggyback off of both yours. So I'm also joining that Charm City Run training group, which I
Nice.
desperately need in terms of structure and something consistent on a weekly basis to actually make me run. So I'm very happy that that's actually starting because I am flailing in the wind right now. And then the second part to that is, and I really want to commit to 3 days in, and it's worked so far, but I drink a lot of my calories. Like every day I go to Dunkin' and get like a sweet iced tea, which is so
Yeah.
much
That's a
sugar.
killer.
I
Yeah.
also drink my body weight in regular soda. So
Oh wow.
I'm trying to
Yeah. If you cut
out
out those, yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to cut out regular soda and sugary drinks like that and not replace it with like another thing. So like I'm doing unsweetened iced tea, or I'm doing water, or I'm doing diet soda, but like really just here.
Yeah.
I'm at work. I'm just drinking as much water as I can. So I'm 3 days in.
I feel like that's something you can change and sustain though.
Yeah.
It's not like
yeah.
a gimmick. It's not, like cutting out soda or sweet tea or whatever is something you can actually do and sustain.
So cut this out of the podcast, and I just want to share the story from last night,
Oh,
2 nights
God.
ago.
Here we go.
We didn't eat dinner, so we were just going to like eat around the house. So like I think I had like a granola bar, a bowl of cereal or something. Tom comes out of the kitchen with a full glass of milk and 3 Intamin donuts on a plate. And I said,
For
you
dinner.
have 3 donuts. And he goes, well, they're little donuts. And I said, no, those aren't they're not like the mini donuts.
They were not donuts.
They were not donuts.
But they weren't. First of all,
He's like, they're not full-size donuts.
and they will not. They were not. And you don't have to cut this out because I am a man of the people.
They then what size were they? They're not medium-sized donuts. They were like a normal Intamin's donut. And we bought like a multi-pack of plain chocolate and powdered, and he had one of each on a plate. Like it was a
because
Oh my God.
inclusion matters.
He couldn't.
And here's the thing.
He couldn't decide between which one he wanted. I get that. That's a problem.
It was a real
And here's
Sophie's
the thing.
choice.
I am not above eating 3 donuts, but a lot of times if I eat 3 donuts, I don't sit down with the goal of eating 3 donuts. Like I'll have a donut,
I'm there.
and then like 45 minutes later, I'll be like, I don't know, maybe I'll have another one, right? And then it kind of sneaks up on you.
All right. So if you want to put me on blast, let me tell you what I encountered earlier this week.
Oh no.
So I get home. So it was either Saturday night or Sunday night.
What is happening here?
We got Chinese food, right? And we always get like our dish, and then we get like a lo mein to share. And it lasts us a couple days. I get home, like Diana's like, yeah, I had the rest of those noodles for breakfast. I'm like, great. And it's lunchtime or just after lunchtime, and I'm hungry. I want to eat the rest of my Chinese food. And I go to the kitchen, and in the sink is the ice cream scoop. And I'm like, why is there an ice cream scoop? And she's like, I might have had a bowl of ice cream an hour ago.
Yeah.
And this was noon.
Yep. Sometimes you just have to have it.
So she had ice cream for lunch.
Oh, that happens. I am
don't
definitely like a
come at
binge
me.
junk eater.
Don't come at me. Yes, Michael is much more of a binger than I am. I'm not. I'm not actually as much of a binger as my problem is I don't eat at like regular intervals of time. So like I will get to the point where I'm starving.
Yeah.
And then I need to like eat every single thing that can fit into my body.
Yes.
Like we went running on, what was it, Sunday? We went for a run, and then, which didn't really go very well, which we'll get into, I guess, later. And then we went, and we were going to go walk into town. There was a festival going on in town, like a crafts and arts festival, and there was all these tents, and it was like way too busy right in town. So we're like, let's go walk to this bar that's like a mile away. So we ended up walking, and I was starving. So like now we've walked 20 minutes, and I'm even more starving. And so we ate 2 appetizers, and then we ate like these giant sandwiches that were like the size of like, I don't know. They were like, the one sandwich was like,
the po' boy was huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And like, and now I've eaten all this food, and now we've drinking beer, and now I have to walk back. And
Oh my
neither of
God.
us could even walk. We
Yeah.
were so miserable.
We had to walk a mile and a half back.
And like our pace went from like an 18-minute mile to like a 25-minute mile on the way back, where we're like, oh my God, I barely move.
But it was good that we
my
had to
pace
walk
when I'm
that
walking
far
the
now.
dog. Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
perfect.
just like, I'm so hungry. Then I like want to eat everything, and I don't know how to control myself in that moment. So I just like shove it all in my face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bad. So I'm a binger in that way.
Yeah.
And then I think about like the size of the sandwich and all the food that I ate. And then I look at my stomach and I'm like, how is all of that inside of there?
Yeah.
And then I feel really gross about it.
I get it. So did you say what you're running for?
Oh, I didn't. But I am running for my new treadmill.
Yay.
But like for real this time, because
we have the floor brace.
we
that's
put
ready
the
to go.
floor. Yes, Michael went ahead and braced the basement floor with some posts to make sure that it was sturdy and it's not going to collapse. So that's good.
When your house is
house is from
160, you got to kind of do that. Yeah. I didn't want to take any chances.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it would be okay either way, but we just figured, why not take a chance?
Yep.
So now that's been set up, and I've been running on the treadmill, And I remember exactly why I love running on the treadmill. I did like a perfect progressive run the other day where like I started out like at a 12 and then was able to like hit the like 1 or 2 up each mile so that I was a perfect negative split.
I love
I
the
just
treadmill.
love like the way that it like just allows me to not have to think about like, am I slowing down too much? Am I too fast? Am I like, I just is a constant pace. And so you just run.
Yep. I love it. I love the treadmill. I know we're in the minority, but
I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
So I'm
did
super excited.
one hike on it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw a video. I don't know if it's a video or just a photo of you.
Oh, yeah, I did it. I did the, I was Instagram storying while I was sitting in the other living room.
That was like a 20% hike.
It was like a 1 mile hike and he got like 700 and something feet of elevation in that one hike.
Yeah.
So Ollie has a goal of getting fed right now. So, Michael, are you going to help Jack and Ollie get that goal?
He's so loud.
Yes. I'm going to help them get their goal of getting fed and me not murdering them for being insanely annoying when they want to be fed.
How about the rest of our listeners? Do we have any goal getters there?
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, do rest the shit.
All right, so let us jump into our goal getters. So Angie, and we were actually just talking to her about this. Her new goal is to run a 2-hour, 14-minute half marathon in September so that she can get an earlier corral placement on marathon weekend. She says it's a stretch, but it's doable. And that was her baseline pace pre-baby. So
get it. I think she can do it.
I think she can do it too. She's been putting in the work. Greg in Orlando. Oh God. So when this comes out, he will have done this and he will have met this goal. But T-minus 4 days to 100 miles. Goal 1, don't die. Goal 2, get buckle.
Oh,
he's
gosh.
got it. He puts in the work.
Have you seen the pictures? Because they flew out to Seattle already.
Yeah.
This past weekend. So or Monday maybe, I don't know. So they've been out in Seattle. The pictures of the mountain are incredible.
Oh my God, yes. Raph, a goal of running every day for the rest of summer. Oh, he's streaking like you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's streaking. I have a new job and I shelled out for new Hokas and other new gear. Treat yourself. I also am using the Maffetone. How do you say that?
Maybe
Maffetone. I'm also using a heart rate monitor.
Sub-maximal.
I'm also
using that. It's a method. I guess we got to look that up.
Oh, method.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. I'm also using a heart rate method. What did we say we were going to pronounce it? Maffetone? Maffetone. Sub-maximal heart rate method. So
no,
pausing.
there's no L there.
Oh.
No L. Maffetone.
Oh. The laptop is far away from my face. I'm getting old. So pausing the weightlifting until fall. Looking to drop 46 pounds. Oh my God. Looking to drop 46 pounds and go from a cruiserweight to a welterweight before I start lifting again.
I understand 3 words in that entire goal, Raph.
No.
I understood it all. Go get it.
Yeah. Get at it. God. All right. Marsha has a goal to get back to doing strength training along with my running. I've been so bad at including strength training, so planning to get back into it this week. Absolutely. It's super important. I actually did my first strength trainer for runner on Peloton on Tuesday.
Nice.
I just did a 10-minute one because that's all I had because I was doing it before I logged in for work. But I'm going to try and do a 10 or 20-minute one a couple times a week. So if anyone are Pelotoners out there, there's a few on there. Mal, running for her this weekend, but by the time this airs, I'm assuming Monday the 18th, I'll be in surgery. Celebrating
yes.
my hysterectomy with the Yeet the Ute run over the weekend and focusing on recovery until 2 to 4 weeks post-op, then getting back to training, and then joining a the Peloton bike cult. Yes.
Mal, if you ever want to do a ride, hit me up.
Amazing. And I'm running for her this weekend. So it's you end in point 2. Is that what it
yes.
is?
End in 2 miles or end in point 2.
Okay. Yep. I think I'm going to
Something
do
with a
5.2.
2.
Yep.
2.
Laura Duxon, who her and I message each other a lot about Loungefly backpacks.
Not surprising.
So I get to blame Laura for this?
Not surprising. Yes.
If I ever find out what country she actually lives in.
Oh, God.
We always send each other the post. We're like, did you see this one?
Nice.
All right. I wonder what type in the... Oh, hang on. I wonder what you type in the search bar when you look for footage like this. Oh, my God. Is this...
Right, because this is a reference to the... What did my friend Amy said? It was like the first Peloton bike ever video.
It was so uncomfortable. It was like, Erin, what do you do when this is happening? Like, does he do it near you?
So this particular time, because now we have more space, he came into this office because he was going to use the mic to record it. So he came into the office and I was in the bedroom folding laundry and I just hear these voices coming from this room and I'm like, what is happening? And I just but I have been on the couch sitting right next to him, not expecting it because I didn't know that's what he's doing in the old apartment. And all of a sudden he starts recording and making this, and then I start laughing. So then he starts laughing and has to do it all over again.
Oh my!
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, when we reached out for feedback for Goal Getters this time, Michael made a video, and it was
borderline pornographic,
a masterpiece.
Guys, if you don't watch the Goal Getter videos all the way through or with volume, you're really missing out.
True.
Really missing out.
It's unbelievable. All right, back to Laura because she is killing it. All right. I can check off my first postpartum goal, running a 5K again without walk breaks.
Nice.
Woo! Amazing. Been running since 2.5 months, and my son is now 4.5 months old. Nowhere near the pace I used to have, but that's not the goal for this year. Anyone who's restarting running again, I can highly recommend to reset your Garmin watch PRs. Ooh, I love that. Your ultimate PR will stay with Garmin Connect. It's very motivating to see you're getting faster, and it helps not to look back, but look forward.
I love
Great
it.
advice.
That's really good advice.
Yep.
Laura, if you could teach me how to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah. Please help me. Teacher.
All right. So, Bob, here we go. Knee replacement in late February, Achilles tendon repair in early May. August 1 is my return to running date.
Nice.
It's coming
a
up.
rough one here. Woo! Although I've been walking since early June. Goal 1, finish the Bird and Hand Half Marathon in September. I don't care how long it takes. We're talking about maybe doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we might be there,
well,
Bob.
Greg had talked about it with me at some point and been tagging me, so I've been heavily thinking about it. And then this weekend, I texted you guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we might be there, Bob.
Awesome.
All right, we got Jay Hall, who says her goal is to get Tom Stover and Diana to run Bethesda, Maryland to the National Mall with her in DC.
Oh, dopey training. We're in.
Is she going to be successful in getting her goal met?
How many miles is that? And then we can
don't know.
schedule it on our dopey training plan. And literally, all she has to do is ask, and we'll be
Where
there.
is Bethesda, Maryland?
a
PG
suburb
County?
Yeah,
that would be the
of
home
DC.
of Skyrim.
Oh, that'd be the home of Skyrim. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
No. But Bethesda,
It's a suburb of DC.
yeah.
Okay.
Where we're kind of a suburb of Baltimore.
Yep.
I gotcha. Okay. Disney Hand Cyclist says, you all don't even want to know my new goals,
Oh, God.
with a laughy face. And then I was like, well, we kind of do now. So she followed up and said, my immediate goal is to complete my first century ride next weekend in 6 hours.
Wow.
That's a lot of miles. I have to firm some things up before coming clean about anything else far crazier
Oh my
I
God.
may or may not have in the works.
I freaking love her.
Like, what could be crazier? I don't know.
I don't know. I love it. I love her so much.
Anna runs on coffee. We haven't heard from her in a while, and now I see why. My
Where you
goal is
been?
to set a goal. So far, it's not goaling well.
I love her.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, she's so
Very
funny. Well, I have not been drinking any water because I've not been checking anyone in my hydration post. So
Yeah,
Anna.
no one's really been hydrating
Yeah.
much lately, so it's fine.
that was like a mini goal.
Jennifer Cook says that I feel like my goal is always the same. After 2 weeks off, I start back to reality tomorrow, and my goal is to pick up where I left off with diet and nutrition and maintain consistency. Megan Avis says she's still running pain-free. Awesome. I love that so much. The goal is to stay consistent with her training for fall and winter races. Jessica Garand, who has been doing a lot of aqua jogging and aqua exercises because she's out of commission right now. Ortho appointment this week will hopefully be good news and I can get this boot off.
Yes.
It's a 50-50 chance. If it's off, then I get to begin walking and PT. If I need longer, then it's more upper body, core, and pool workouts. Thankfully, my ortho doc is the director of the University Running Clinic and has a plan to help me get back on track for Dopey.
Awesome.
That's really awesome. Non-running goal, saw the Thor movie today. Had absolutely zero spoilers, no trailers, no movie posters, no memes. It's so hard to do, but it makes the movie so much more enjoyable without knowing scenes or cameos.
Amazing.
I have still not seen this movie yet, guys, so no spoilers. Thank you.
We saw it twice in one day.
I know you did. And Michael is besides himself with the fact that you guys saw that movie twice in one day.
Love
He
it.
was like, what is wrong with them? I was like, what? What do you mean what's wrong with them?
Well, it wasn't about that movie specifically. It was just about seeing a movie twice in one day.
Oh,
Is
so
there-
fun.
Because you got to
Is
take
there
it
any
in.
movie, Michael? Is there any movie that you would do that?
No.
None.
God, I love
Not
it.
one.
When
No.
Spider-Man
Twice
2
in one day? No.
originally came out,
Okay.
I think when Spider-Man 2 originally came out, I think I saw it at least 20, 25 times in the theater, and sometimes we'd see it twice in one day. It
Mm.
was ridiculous. That was when the movie theater was way cheaper, though. Like,
Well,
it was
I
like
agree.
Yeah, there you go.
$5 to
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
movies, like.
Yeah, and not 25. Or
And I
whatever
was
it
in
is
like
now.
college, so we would go in like the middle of the day.
Rachel Keene, tomorrow starts week 3 of half marathon training. Goal is to stick with my plan while selling our house and settlement in 2 different days with 5 miles on moving day.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God.
we
Just
feel
like you
you.
guys.
Yeah, we feel
Ooh.
you.
Oh,
Good
except it settlement on 2 different days.
Maybe selling.
So selling and buying. See,
I would
we didn't
assume,
have to
yeah.
do that. That I couldn't actually
Agree,
imagine in
yeah.
this, especially in this market. Like,
Yeah.
this is just stressful. Good luck. Brooke says she's got to get back on the horse with trail training or trail running with my hubby and puppy. Missing those Saturday long runs and starting to dread the weekly tread. Trails are better for the soul /soul. Spelt
Aw.
in 2 different ways.
Get it.
And I agree with her completely.
Yeah.
Although I did just say I love my treadmill and I just got a treadmill, so I could go either way. But we have been saying that we have to get back on the trails. We do really miss that.
It's been a long time since you guys have been out there.
I know.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Getting there.
Nikki says New York City Marathon training. Goal is to stick with the plan.
Follow the
That's a
plan.
good goal.
The
Follow the
plan.
plan. Whatever the
I'm
plan
loving-
is. You
Wasn't
follow
she? Was she the one who was doing the New York whatever plan they give out? Remember last
Oh, I
Goal
don't
Getters? We
remember.
had somebody doing the plan,
I don't.
and you said they do a plan.
I don't know
Everyone's
if that was
plans
her.
were overwhelming, and it made okay. So here's what's going on with me. I'm super inspired by everyone's plans, and it's getting me motivated to like get ready for dopey. But I'm still in the mindset if I physically said I was dopey training right now, I'd want to die. So I love you. I'm watching you. I see you. You're making me get out there and run, but I'm not calling it dopey training. even
Somebody
though it
else
is.
said that too. I don't remember who
Like-
gave us feedback about that, but yeah, somebody else said the same thing that like they aren't dopey training, but they're really dopey training, and
Yeah.
they were totally understanding where you were coming from.
like
So
so
Michael, I don't know if you're thinking about Kristen Strega, who's
Oh.
doing the training for New York City Marathon and signed up for their one-on-one training
Ah.
program.
Yeah, that's what I was just
So
looking
that
at.
was
Yeah.
that was from the last Goal Getters.
gotcha.
That's what it was.
yeah, that was from. Well, it wasn't Goal Getters. It was that whole "What are you training for?"
Oh
episode.
yeah, fall
Yeah.
through.
Right,
That's
that's
yeah,
right.
the fall
Yeah.
training episode.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
where I
hearing everybody's
remember it
training
from.
plans.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Tom?
Not a whole lot. I did see my ortho this past Monday, and he kind of gave me a clean bill of health.
Oh, that's good.
My foot's been feeling much better. I've been walking at least 2 miles every day. Trying to get some Peloton in there. I'm excited about starting our training group on Saturday. So turning a corner, and I'm excited to ramp this up because, yeah, got to do something.
Yeah.
Got to get into it because it's only going to make it more tolerable when we have to do these crazy long back-to-back runs this fall.
Yeah, we were just
Yeah.
talking about those. We just did and I think we said we were going to do it, and we actually finished it. Our Independence Day 4-miler that we do almost every year up in Bel Air, Maryland. And it was really hot and humid and miserable, and I could tell it was hot and humid and miserable because I was running with Nicole, and I could hear her breathing, and I never hear her breathing when we run because she's like an angel that just floats, and it's irritating. And I could hear her breathing, and I was like, ha. And it was one of those mornings where it was just sticky out, and the air was
Oh
thick,
yeah.
and it almost like I was like, if it rained, it would make it 1,000 times better. I said I would have wanted it to be 95 degrees rather than the 83 degrees it was in the humidity. It was so bad.
Yeah.
But we just did our intervals and we took it slow and then brewery hopped after. But Tom ran it and he stayed with us for at least the first, 2 miles or so?
Yeah, I'm just.
And how was your foot? And want to talk us through that?
The foot was fine. I was really, really focused on seeing if there was any pain. But I didn't have any pain, and I maintained the intervals that we're going to eventually do for Dopey, is 2 and 1s. So I'm just trying to spread out, stretch out my intervals, and yeah, no, it was a good outcome.
Yeah, so we love this race. We do it every year. There's a party at Independent Brewing after, then we brewery hopped, and yeah, Tom you said your foot was a little sore that night, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, and basically all I got to do is what I should always be doing and roll it out and ice it if I need to and stretch. That's basically what the guy said. And, he gave me he showed me these orthos that I put in like all my shoes now that really, really help. Like they turn this whole thing around.
So, are you wearing them while you're actually running, or are you only wearing them like when you're walking?
Running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have them in my work shoes.
Yeah.
Like because I'm very high arched.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the weight distribution on my feet was causing knots basically. And I had a huge knot in like part of my foot.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last time. Did you end up letting Diana sit there with the massage gun?
No.
Causing you pain?
Haven't done it yet. I'm open. I'm open to it.
Yeah. It was funny that when So we're trying to get Tom to work up to the 2-in-1 intervals, which are good. And I even told him to swap them. So if he wasn't comfortable doing 2-in-1s, do 1-and-2s or whatever. And he was doing great with the group, but then he forgot to switch his watch. So what were you doing when after we left you? Were you just doing like intervals or what?
I kept on my quicker intervals, and then I started doing point to point running. Like I was
Yeah.
just
doing whatever.
yeah.
Just
He
surviving.
was like,
Surviving.
I forgot to set my watch to 2-in-1, so it was beeping sporadically.
Oh my god.
That's me.
Did we do any? We didn't do anything 4th of July. We looked at a couple of the races that were local, and then the morning of the 4th of July, I slept in.
Oh, good.
And so there was no chance of us getting to a race. Oh, that's right. That was the weekend I did my first 12 mile or we did 14? Yeah, 14. I did a 14
Wow.
miler. It didn't go great. That was the one. Oh, that's right. That's the same day that you were just talking about where it was really humid. That was the day it poured. We ran the first like 2 miles were really bad. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this. And then it started pouring. And like, there's something about running in the rain that actually makes me run a little bit like better. I don't know if it like just like cools me down enough that like and so as it was raining, I was actually really enjoying running in the rain. And it rained probably through like mile 6 or 7. And then we came back here. We used at the house as a pit stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then went out for like refilled our bottles so we didn't have to carry like too much stuff.
Oh, nice.
And then we didn't even go inside. Like we put our water bottles like outside so that we didn't like lose steam by going inside and like all that. So we just refilled our bottles and went back out. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. So, you know, I'm getting the miles in. Yeah, I'm getting the longer miles in.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
I'm with you with the rain. It's hard if it's raining, it's hard for me to get motivated to go out and run. But if I'm already out running and it rains, I'm not going to stop.
And I think it was so humid that morning that like the second it started raining, it almost breaks up that feeling of like the heaviness. And we got lucky that the rain didn't make it worse. Cause you know, sometimes how rain can like, once it rains, like it stops, it gets really steamy.
Yeah.
It didn't do that immediately. So it was like
that's awesome.
Not terrible after. So it kind of mentally put me back into a better place.
Yep.
And then I don't know, what else have we been doing?
Just running around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoying your new town.
Yeah, we're streaking, as Michael pointed out. But as we talked about last time, we're still doing it more smartly where we do like tonight we went out for like a 3-mile walk.
Yeah.
I was going to do some speed work this morning, but I didn't like feel great when I woke up. So I was like, I was kind of congested from allergies and stuff. So I was like, let me switch my days around a little bit and
listen to your body.
Easier today. Yeah. Take it easier today. So we just did a nice, easy 3-mile walk and around town. So that's nice.
Did you say you had a bad run?
Oh yeah, that's right. So Saturday I had an amazing run where I did 8 miles. And we did intervals where we didn't really set it in a watch because we didn't know we were going to do it right away. He went out and did like 4 or 5 miles before because he's doing longer miles than me. And I wanted to do just an 8-miler because I wanted to do like a back-to-back like 8 or a back-to-back 8-10. So I did 8. We decided we were going to do walk 0.1, run 0.5 because that was easier for me to watch on my watch than like minutes.
So, I get it.
We picked that. So by the end, I was running like that last mile was an 11-minute mile with like a walk in there. So I was running a pretty good pace, which I haven't been able to do in a while at that kind of distance. I almost switched my days and said, let me run 10 miles today. But then we were back at the house and I was like, So I cut it. And then I guess because you pay for a good run with a bad run, I guess, or vice versa.
Your comeuppance.
So Sunday we went out and it was humid and I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, we walked the first like half mile. just never really got into it. And by like mile 4, it's like, he's like, I got to go back to the house to go to the bathroom anyway. I was like, yeah, I'm done. So at like mile 4.5, I stopped, and I ended up getting on the treadmill and doing like a 4-mile treadmill hike to try and still get the miles in. But I knew it wasn't going to be a run. So,
yeah.
I don't know. So good and bad. It's hard mentally, like to have a good run and then a really bad run. Like it would have been nice if it could have been the opposite way.
Yeah.
But
although if you had a bad run first, you might not have been as motivated to get out there the next day. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'm trying to take
what
it
you
a
can
little
get.
easier. I know. And so this week I'm trying to take it a little easier because this weekend I have my first 16 miler coming up that I haven't done that kind of distance in quite some time.
I was like, when was the last time you ran 16 miles?
I don't even know because I hadn't even run over 10 in like 6 months prior to my 10 miler. So
that's true.
I don't even know. So I'm actually a little scared about it. Yeah. So I want to take it like, that's why even not doing speed work and just like walking, just keep my legs kind of loose, but not like tired. So that I'm a little fresher maybe from the 16 miler.
Michael, what about you? Have you been, you said you've been doing more miles than Erin? I feel like you're out there all the time.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Because you're doing like 50 miles a week right now.
Yeah, I plan to hit 50 again this week. So it'll be 3 straight weeks. And then dial back a little bit before Loopy Looper. Somehow, I got to figure out the schedule between Loopy Looper and
Labor pains. There's not really a lot of time between the two of them.
Probably just going to have to do like 40-mile weeks in between there.
So give me those distances again and then the time in between.
Well, they're both 12-hour races.
So it's not like necessarily a distance thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, let's see. But Loopy Looper is just a flat paved 3.3 mile loop around the river. Whereas Labor Pains is a 12-hour trail.
Yeah,
race.
chilling.
Isn't it 3.7 something?
Whatever, 3.6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. Something like that, 3.5, whatever. Yeah. It's just flat, though. There's like, the hills are like, 10 feet high or something. Yeah, there's nothing.
You have mileage goals for each of them?
It's going to depend on weather for both of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have a goal for the Loopy Looper. My goal is marathon distance and then walk until I can't.
Yeah, for Loopy, it's going to depend on exactly how hot it is to start.
Yeah.
If you get a
That's
little
a huge
bit
factor.
If it's going to be like 100 degrees that day, I'm not going to like push for anything. I'd just like to get a good long day in and then be safe.
Yeah.
Because I still got to keep training.
Yeah.
And for Labor Pains, I would like to probably hit. What did we do last year? I don't even remember.
I did a marathon. You did a 50K.
I did a
or you
50K.
did 30 and then you refused to go back out to make it a 50K.
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
Because they're 5-mile loops.
Yeah.
And he hit 50 or he hit the 30.
And I just didn't care.
I don't care.
Whatever.
I'm done. I was like, but you could just at least get the 50K and get like the 50K thing on your
We didn't do 12 hours either.
And he was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to do 50 and 50. Like pie in the
That's
sky.
what I assumed that your goal was.
Yeah, all depending on weather and
that's
things
what
like
I told
that.
Megan when we were running. I said I think that Michael's going to try for 50, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I think Loopy I could do 50 because it's flat. Depending on weather. Again, weather. Big factor.
It won this the summer it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean my unrealistic goal is like 40, but I don't know that I can make 40. I think, like I said, my goal is going to be 26.2 for sure, and then walk until I can't.
Yeah.
So,
Michael, are you just totally energized by your new town? Like, I feel like you're just loving life right now. You're Rumspringer. You're like running all the time. You're smiley. He's happy to be around.
We went for the walk. The other night, and I had just said like, "Oh, I'm tired. Let's go for the walk and like just come back and like do nothing." And we're walking, and he's like, "Can we go?" He's like, "I want pizza. Let's go get pizza and a beer." And I was like, "All right, let's go get pizza and a beer because We live where we can get it's like a quarter mile from our house. It's not even a quarter mile. It's like 0.13 miles away, the brewery. So I was like, fine. So we went, and that's where I saw ththose dogs. If you are follow me personally on Instagram, you saw on my stories these amazing dogs that we were watching at the brewery for a while. And he just like turned to me and he's like, "I'm just happy. I love this town."
It's very
all
pleasant.
buzzed and
It's like very pleasant to run in. And it's a very big running town anyway.
Yeah,
and then it's also connected to the park.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then there is a couple small trail sections. They're not super big, but enough to like satisfy the urge a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, like when he says it's a run town, I mean, literally you could go for a run and see like 20, 30, 40 people running. Like it's
at all
just
times.
like at all times. Like no matter when you go, there's people
morning,
out running.
afternoon,
it's like
evening.
insane how many people are running in this town.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So it's nice to have that kind of thing. And we've still been doing a little bit of the city strides. We've been picking off some of the roads in other towns on our long runs. We're not like as directly doing it as we were for here. I think we'll pick it up again. And
I think as we get like more, because we're doing a lot of the straightaways. So that like when you have to do some of the ins and out ones,
some
like,
of the smaller
you don't have
streets,
to go. You can like kind of not have to run the long stretch of it. So we're doing the long stretches now when we're out. Okay. So we're not doing
the main roads.
So we're not doing as many but I think once we get some of the main drags done, that's when we'll start weaving in and out a little bit more. Once we see kind of where we're at with that.
Yeah, like if we
pick a town to concentrate on.
Also, if we don't want to like look at directions while we're running, we kind of just we'll just run to this street and back, and just do like a big loop instead of like let's go up and down and up and down and up and down. You know, that's kind of a pain.
Because at the end it got tedious. Yeah, and that was actually when we were talking about the Garmin where it came in handy. Is that you can create a route on like city strides. Like sync it to Strava, and then from Strava syncs it to my Garmin. It's very convoluted, I guess, when you say it that way. But and then on my actual watch, like I will start the route, and it'll show a map, and it'll be like in 350 feet, turn left.
Yeah.
And so I'll know that we have to, so like the whole route will just be on. And then like on the long, it'll be like you have 0.5 miles before doing the next thing. And then it'll show you how far you have to go till you have to make the left or the right or whatever you have to do.
That's really nice. I did notice like my watch, I had to download a bunch of maps and stuff. I have to play with that. I haven't. So I did set up the basic.
Okay, so if you have maps, you can create a route on Garmin or on Strava and then sync them, and it'll just show up on your watch. When you hit run, you can go into the run settings, and it'll be like training or courses or whatever, and you click on the course, and you put begin course, and it like just gives you turn-by-turn directions right on your watch.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, I have to play with it.
Which is kind of nice.
I haven't even got in and figured out like how to set up my intervals or anything yet. I literally did kind of the minimum amount of setup today, so I'll sit down when I've got like time and watch some tutorials and play with it.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm so happy you guys are thriving in your new town.
Really.
Yeah, I'm already at like 80 something miles for July, and we're on July 13th as of this recording.
Yeah, I think I had my first 150 mile month in like a year.
Yeah, I had 130 miles in June.
So it's been a while.
We're ticking up.
Yeah.
You guys are crossing the Shire.
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we're blowing through that like it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, this at the third, to be fair.
Third leg was only 40 miles.
40 miles.
So, yeah, it went pretty quick.
And then the last one is 293.
That's going to be a little longer.
So that one's going to be longer. But like the middle ones were short.
I have signed up and I have not done like input any of my time. So I'm going to have to go back in.
See, we sync it to Strava so we don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But when I think I tried to do that, when I tried to sync it with Strava, it tried to do it by steps and not by like miles.
Oh, really? Ours does it by the activity. So like if I put it on, So all your
have to play with
walks should just come over as like a 1 mile walk or whatever that you're
Yeah.
doing with Archie.
Yeah, like when we walk to dinner, we'll like if it's a long walk to dinner, not a short walk to dinner. Like if we do, like where we walked to the other town last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were going to walk right here and I didn't track it. And then when we realized that we were going to walk to the other town, I was like, well, then I'm going to turn on my watch and count this.
Because it's like a mile and a
It's like
quarter
a mile
each
and
way.
a quarter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I
That's
want
great.
this to count.
And we did walk briskly there and then rolled back
Oh my
home,
God. We rolled back so hard.
Because I had like,
That should have been my something good
So
was
much,
that po'
yeah.
boy sandwich.
oh, so good.
Oh God, it was so delicious. So much good food. This is going to also be the problem.
Well, that is
with
the other
living here.
problem where we have ended runs and walks at places that.
Or like Saturday, we're like, ooh, we should get a burger. So we went and got a burger. And then
But not just like a regular
Yeah.
burger. I had a burger with brisket on it.
Yeah. And then Sunday, we're like, we should walk to this other place. And then it filled ourselves with beer. And then we had pizza and beer. It's just bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
outrun a bad diet. And I'm trying anyway.
Yeah.
I am evident
That's
of
true.
that. Oh God, yeah.
Guys, what's your next races?
I did sign up for, and I may regret it. I signed up for the Annapolis 10 miler,
Okay.
Mm.
and
That's hilly,
That's
isn't
the-
it?
oh my God, it's so bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I was
Chris
gonna say, I know
Chioc said he was
that has
running
like
it, and I
a-
was like, I'll do it.
I was going to say that one I know has a reputation for being really hilly.
It's awful. I did it.
And the fact that
Did
you're
it, did
saying
it.
that's awful living in hill country.
It's really bad. So I did it like 6 or 7 years ago when Tom and I first started dating. It's August. It's hot. People turn on their sprinklers so runners can actually run through them. You're running miles and miles uphill. Like I barely remember any down. I know there has to be downhills, but I do not
Don't
remember.
remember any.
Like there has to be because you run uphill and you can't just live uphill because the race doesn't start and end. It's a circle. So right, you'd assume there are downhills, but it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it. Like
Gotcha.
I remember telling you that I was thinking about running this a few years ago, like back, like you're talking 18, 19, at least 18 or 19, that I was thinking about running it for proof of time. And this was like before the podcast and before we like even were like as close as we are now. And I just remember texting you one day and being like, oh, this one's kind of by you. I was thinking about running. And I just remember you being like, don't do it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it.
Oh my
That's
God.
like
well,
what I
especially
remember
for
of this race.
especially for proof of time. Like
Yeah.
That's really the only thing I remember of this race is
It's-
me texting you one day because you lived close and you being like, don't do it. And being really angry about it. And I was like,
because
okay, I won't do it.
I don't even know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because we're dopey training and I'm trying to get a hard run so dopey is less miserable. So if I run uphill for 10 miles, hopefully during marathon,
There's a lot
I
of
will
downhill
feel better.
in it. There's a lot of downhill, but you have to go up a lot to get
I
down.
physically
and then
do
up
not
a lot to
remember
get
any
down, and then
downhills.
up to get down.
I remember like you go over that big bridge and I remember the downhill on the other side of the bridge, but it's not satisfying.
Oh my
I
God.
think maybe even that's the problem where like the downhills are not satisfying
Oh God.
because the
Oh.
uphill's so bad. And I remember being panicked the entire time because there is a really, and it's, I mean, you would be fine because it's like a 15-minute pace requirement. But I remember being really nervous because I think this was my first or second 10-mile run. I was averaging like a 14-minute pace and everyone's like, it's really hilly and it's really hot. And it was. And I remember being freaked out for 10 miles. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
hoping I'll feel
this doesn't
slightly more
actually-
confident.
This doesn't actually tell me like what the actual elevation up is total, but it does. Starting at mile 4, you basically go up 80 feet, down 80 feet, and then by mile 5, you're going up 70 feet to go back down 70 feet, then to go back up 80 feet, to go back down 80 feet, to go back up 60 feet, to go back down 60 feet.
And maybe
Like,
that's
it's
why
just,
it
like,
didn't feel like you were
constantly, like-
going. Yeah, maybe that's why it didn't feel like you were going downhill because any relief you got was instantly just
Yeah.
taken away by the next hill. Like
Literally on every mile on the mile mark, starting at 4 is an up.
yeah. It's very pretty. Annapolis is very pretty, and there's great spaces to go get brunch and all that after. It is not a great one for proof of time because of weather and because of the hills. So
Well, now
I'm
I
doing it
know.
as a challenge, and then I'm doing it kind of. That's when I'm still technically not training for dopey then, but it'll do
That's funny.
something. So Tom hasn't signed up for it yet. He hasn't committed, and I don't know if this conversation helped or hurt. I think it hurt.
I know because he should do it because he's got to do Rock in the Knob a few weeks later, which
Actually, yeah,
a
you
10
probably should do
miler should, with these kind of hills, is probably a perfect training run for you.
Yeah, because the next week is
Did you
Charles
just
See
Street.
Tom's face.
He's looked so mad.
It's
He
so
looked
annoying,
so
but
mad.
You're right. But like, it's annoying still.
Yeah, and the next weekend is Charles Street, which is, you guys know, is like my favorite race. And even though there are some uphills during that race, it feels, and again, how it feels, I feel like is different than reality a lot of times. That race feels like you're going downhill literally the entire
Gotcha.
time. There's one hill you go up at the very beginning, and then really tiny rolling hills, but the downhills are much more significant than any uphill. So it feels like you're doing something different. So I
Yeah.
love that race. That's a good PR race, but a 12 miler, you can't use time for anything
Oh,
yeah.
because
yeah.
That's
it's like
true.
it's like a
It's
made up
weird.
distance.
That's
Yeah.
so weird, though, because you can use a 10 miler, but then you can't use a
Yeah,
a 12
an official
miler.
12.
It feels like you should be
Yeah.
allowed to use an official 12 miler. Then.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be a great one. So, although I was looking at my time, and remember last summer when I was doing all those PRs because all the spring races got moved to summer.
Mhm.
So, like Frederick, instead of being in the spring, was in the summer. There were a couple of them that were supposed to be in the spring that were in the summer, and I like PR'd all last summer. I was looking at my time for Charles Street 12, and I had a mini panic attack of, oh my god, am I going to be able to
Get that again.
get that again this year? So we'll see.
Oh, God.
So I've really got to bump up my training. I've not been running a ton. I've been trying to run every weekend like I have, and then Orange Theory.
Yeah.
And so I think training group's really going to help because I got to get back into it. I think I'm savoring my time in Orange Theory because I know once we get into Dopey, I'm not going to be able to go as much.
Yeah.
So now
it's
I'm
really
like,
gonna eat
I
up
want
all
to,
your time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to lower my membership, but I don't want to let it go.
You'll be
And
back,
I'm
I'm
really,
sure.
yeah. I'm going to be really sad when I can't go like 4 times a week.
Yeah, because October, November, December, you're going to be. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do it at all. I'm going to
Yeah, it's
maybe
good.
go down to 1 a week, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll just, every day you'll be, or whatever, 5 days a week, you'll be putting in a good amount of mileage.
It's awful.
All right. Anybody got anything else about their training? I don't even know. I don't know what else we're up to. No.
I think we did pretty well without an official topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's getting ready for the fall
Yeah,
and winter
I
stuff.
feel like it's that time of year where
yeah.
we talked about maybe doing an episode on our worst races or our worst runs and getting some feedback on that. So maybe we'll see that episode coming out, figuring we'll all commiserate through the summer training and what makes us feel the worst so that when fall races come, we'll all be feeling our best.
Yeah.
Oh, should we record that after I do this Annapolis 10 miler to see what it's like?
Oh, gosh.
Definitely.
So, do we want to wrap up with something good?
Sure.
I'll go first.
I love it when he does that.
I know.
So, Diana
Oh, God.
bought tickets for us to see Jack Johnson at Merriweather.
Oh, okay.
And it just so happened that fell on the same weekend that I was away at a bachelor party. And so she was going to go with her friend Kate. And then someone in Jack Johnson's band or the
I think
The
Jack
crew?
Johnson.
I don't think he got
Oh,
COVID.
no.
Somebody got COVID, and so they had to postpone it. So that concert is now this Friday.
Oh, nice.
So I have a concert to look forward to, and me and Diana are going to go and
Nice.
get margs and go see a show. And I love live music, so
Nice.
That's my something good. Jack Johnson.
Oh.
It's a very chill show to see.
Very chill show.
My something good is season 2 of The Flight Attendant came out on HBO Max. I'm not sure if you guys ever saw season 1.
No.
Did you guys
I don't
ever
think we
see that
did.
show?
It's a
Mm-mm.
super
It's
fun show.
really
it's
fun.
awesome.
Is that Kelly Kyoko?
Kaylee Cuoco.
Yes.
Cuoco?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I wasn't 100% sure after last season how they were possibly going to do a second season. But it was way funnier and
Yeah.
way better done than I expected. And I really enjoyed every moment. And the way they brought some other people in and some other people back, and like the quirkiness of like, I don't know. Michael compared it to a show called Agatha Raisin that we've used as our something good, which is like a British comedy detective show.
Oh, yeah. I remember you guys talking about that.
That was super like quirky and hilarious. Also, this kind of has that same vibe to it of like when they're trying to figure stuff out. Like it's just like a comedy of errors watching these like the way that these people end up doing stuff. And you're like, what is wrong with these people? But they're like being real and funny. And it's just, they did a really good job of bringing back some of the mystery to the show that I didn't expect them to be able to do well.
No, we'll
Yep.
have to check it out. Cool. I think for me, it was funny. You know, we always have these conversations before you start recording, like, oh my gosh, what have we been watching? And honestly, I've just been watching Christmas in July on Hallmark. And
Nice.
the world is on fire, and it's just mindless, and it makes me feel good, and it puts me in a good mood. So that's it. And now Tom was like, what the hell is happening? Because they're not just doing like Christmas movies and then showing them in July like they have in the past, where they'll do a couple of premieres and they're just straight up Christmas movies. They're doing movies that are set at Christmas in July. So the one this
Oh,
weekend,
God.
it's Christmas in July at a summer camp.
Oh my God.
He's like, this cannot be real. And I'm like, I love it so much. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, it's so great. So
That's funny.
Christmas in July on all things. Hallmark Ornament premiere. Hallmark Christmas in July. All the joy.
Oh man. I guess for me it's Stranger Things. I know it was
Again?
the one last time, but we've
No, it was
actually
Tom's something good
Yeah.
last time before actually it coming out.
but now we've seen the full thing, and
So
it
great.
was super
Oh,
good.
so good.
It's nice
Hot
to see
take.
them.
No,
What is it?
Yeah, sorry.
Go for it. No.
Hot take. It was, what was it? A 9-episode season 4,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the first 7 episodes,
We're normal length.
and then the
Yes.
last 2 episodes,
5
Or
hours.
like movie length.
Yeah.
so long.
And did they advertise that anywhere? Because I went in not knowing
yeah, I
that.
knew they were going to
Oh
be long.
yeah, we did
And-
know that.
And I thought maybe if like they were going to say long, I was like, oh, this is probably going to end up 3 hours. It was 5 hours.
Yeah, because they were like 2.5
We had to-
hour episodes.
No,
They're like
we had to,
really long
like-
episodes.
I think it
Yeah,
was an
we-
hour and a half and 2 hours.
I think it was longer than one of
It
them
was
was longer than that.
It was longer than that because we had to break it up over days. Because we sat down thinking we had enough time and did not have enough time.
Yeah. Where you're thinking like a normal length episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
No,
ridiculous.
so good. It was-
Really
It
good.
was though really good. Like they did a really good job of wrapping it up. I mean, the first part of it was really good. The reveal at the end of like that season 7 was really good. But then I feel like they did like an even better job of like you know when like
Mhm.
they leave you with like that kind of climax. You're like, where can they possibly go with this?
Yeah.
Michael's being very immature about the fact that I just said the word climax. Oh my God, he's like a 5-year-old, a 13-year-old boy
I love
right
it.
now. You're like, oh my gosh, how can this get better? But I feel like they did a really good job of like bringing it all together.
Yep, that's how you climb.
That's how you climax. No, I thought it was great. I cried a lot. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was really good.
We
I
won't
might have shortened it
spoil
a little bit.
because
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't spoil it because it's still too new and fresh.
Yeah, it was super fun. Really good.
It was really fun. Well, and I think I told you guys, I had kind of, I don't know, fell off the bandwagon, or like I wasn't excited about this season. I honestly didn't care. I think with pandemic, it had been too long in between seasons. And
Yeah, I get you.
I'd kind of like lost interest. And so even like the first couple episodes of this season, it took me a while to like get back into it, but then I'm all in. And season 2 and season 3 were just okay. Like season 2 was not good. And then season 3 was kind of starting to get better.
Patches, yeah.
And then, this season was great. And then we actually rewatched it before the last 2 episodes. So we watched it twice.
I feel like
I loved it the second time.
They did a really good job of tying all 4 seasons finally together, though. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
where they went and why they went there, and like why some things that like you were like, why did we watch this season? I don't understand. Like this, none of this made sense to me. Not made sense, but like it just kind of seemed slow in some parts in season 2. Like, but they actually like tied everything up in a bow, and
Except
so I'm
for
interested
those,
to see
Teen Mutants.
Well,
Yeah.
They'll just never bring
We'll
back
just-
because
we'll just-
everyone hated
Thank
them.
God.
No,
yeah,
just don't.
yeah.
Don't. Well, I was gonna ignore that. We're just gonna pretend that never happened.
I think they're pretending it never
I
happened.
think
happened.
so too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
It's so
but yeah.
great.
I'm excited to see where it
So
goes.
great. It's funny, our friend Ryan had never watched it before and he was rewatching it and he was getting towards the end of season 3 with like the song, and I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but I kept texting him as he was getting closer. Like I was like, what episode are you on?
No, that's
I
funny.
can't, like, I was like so excited. And then as soon as he watched it, it was just, I bombarded him with
That's funny.
song lyrics and memes and fantastic. Oh, so fun.
That brings us to the end.
Yep.
Again, thank you everyone who has stuck with us and still interacts with us on social media. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. We really appreciate all of you. And so this is Tom, and I think it's very important in this day and age that we all have perspective. I think that's a priceless thing. So in the words and lyrics of one Jack Johnson, he reminds us that we've got everything we need right here, and everything we need is enough. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.